I'm seeing red again. These thoughts are stuck in my head. Somebody hold me back. I'm losing patience. So don't give me an excuse, 'cause I got nothing to lose. My fists are black and blue from hitting the pavement. Don't get in my way. It don't set me off, 'cause I'm not somebody you'd wanna cross. This wanted man got guilt on his hands, and I'm not somebody you'd understand. I'm feeling dangerous. Let ashes burn to dust. I'm rootless in my blood. I'm feeling dangerous. Don't get too close to me. Might not like what you see. I'm rootless in my blood. I'm feeling dangerous.
Yeah, there's nobody that's coming to save me. Trapped in the dark, but truly that's what made me. Yeah, I'm built different, just look at all of the scars. If I didn't make the change, the world would tear me apart. I've realized to survive I had to be a beast. This determination in my heart has set me free. So can you tell me now who I got to fear? They try to knock me down, but now I'm still standing here. I use my pain, yeah, that's what makes me dangerous. Always been the underdog, pushed through all the changes. Mama always told me to be careful who you hang with. I never switched up, yeah, that's what made me dangerous. Look what I overcame, look how far I made it. They'll never knock me down, one day I'll be celebrated. Made my peace with all the harm that came to us. It made me this way, yeah, it got me feeling dangerous.
I'm feeling dangerous. Let ashes burn to dust. I'm rootless in my blood. I'm feeling dangerous. Don't get too close to me. Might not like what you see. I'm rootless in my blood. I'm feeling dangerous.
Yeah, look, I'm feeling dangerous. Yeah. feeling dangerous. They can't stop us. They can't stop us, no. They can't stop us. Feeling dangerous. Feeling too dangerous. Feeling too dangerous. Yeah, we feeling too dangerous. Feeling dangerous.
Don't get in my way, and don't set me off, 'cause I'm not somebody you'd wanna cross. I'm feeling dangerous. I'm feeling dangerous. That ashes burn to dust. I'm rootless in my blood. I'm feeling dangerous. Don't get too close to me. You might not like what you see. I'm rootless in my blood. I'm feeling dangerous.
Yeah,
I'm feeling dangerous.
yeah, let's go.
I'm feeling dangerous.
What I got to fear? Nothing. Yeah.
Mother truckers, what's good? It's Thursday night. Oh, I'm so excited. I've never been more excited for a Thursday night game all season. I won't say my entire life, because that's just not true. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to my co-host. What's good, Sil? How you doing today, bro?
Hey, Thursday night, it's the greatest time of the year. All the sports, like all week, man. So Thursday night football.
Dude, I'm so ready for it. Yeah, I know there's been MLB, you know, the NCLS, the ACLS finished up, the NBA just tipped off. If you're in the Still Nation Sports Network community, you know all about that. I mean, I'm not a huge NBA fan, but the way y'all talk about it got me like juiced again. I'm like, oh, okay. Should I pay attention? But
the network game, like the big games, you should. Yeah,
the big games, the big games. Well, my team's OKC, so I've been sleeping on them for a minute for obvious reasons. You know, they haven't really been in the mix, but they look decent this year. They look decent, so I might not have to be sleeping this year. But one team I'm definitely not sleeping on, who's playing tonight, is the Bucks. And another team who is sleeping so far through the last couple of weeks is the Bills. You know what I'm saying? It's a good way to paraphrase it. There's a lot of things to talk about tonight. I want to go in real quick because I know it was a big stream for us and it was a big day. We did it last weekend. We got to go over the power rankings real quick that we did last week. Oh, and I deleted them. But let's go over the bottom five as I pull up the old files.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, so with the bottom five, you know, again, this is really the quest for, you know, the most viable draft picks of this generation. If people pay attention to college football, they know it's like 4 or 5 like franchise quarterbacks that's coming out, you know, in the draft, like potential franchise guys. They really think like at the top 2 picks, like it's a can't miss quarterback, like at least 2, you know, can't miss. So real interesting. So, you know, it's cool to see that race for that spot. Now, me as a Bears fan is doubly the pleasure because yes, my Bears suck. That's all right. You get a high draft pick if your team sucks, but we own the Panthers draft pick as well, and they have the worst record in the league. So I'm cheering against the Panthers every week. Not you know, I mean biased, but not, you know, malicious. It's just my Bears is going to have 2 of the top 3 picks in the draft of the century, right, or at least the generation. So I'm really excited for that. And, you know, this gives me a chance to make fun of teams that's kind of tanking like the Packers. Well, they're not trying to tank. They just suck. The Broncos, and then the dishonorable mention Titans, which we'll probably talk about that in a moment. They're trying to, you know, unload some talent. They already did with the Eagles, trading the safety Bayard to the Eagles. And maybe more.
It might be for sale, but yes, I have that the actual rankings ready to go. And I wanted to say thanks for Israel, Daniel Berry Sports, and I'm not even gonna try and pronounce your name. Go Bills. Thank you for being here in the chat and for commenting in chat. Keep commenting, keep reacting to all these stories going on because we have a few stories that we want to talk about before we do get into the game. And again, I want to get into those power rankings from last week real quick, because some teams may move. Who knows, depending on how this weekend finishes. This is the start of week 8. Today is the day. The two teams that got the Sparta kick from me last week are playing together tonight. The Bills and the Buccaneers. They fell out of my top 10. They fell out of Sill's top 10. And this is what we're seeing as we go into week 8. It's interesting to see the Steelers at number 10 for both of us and the 49ers at number 4 for both of us. I want to know what's going to happen to the 49ers this week. And did you want to go over real quick? And before we get into it, the Cowboys didn't play last week. That's why I didn't have them in my top 10.
But somehow they got kicked off the top 10.
They got kicked off
the top 10 week. That's amazing. But yeah, just real briefly, because like I said, I really like our Tuesday show with the power rankings. Really gets the conversation started. I will just mention one thing because I allow it to kind of go for a few days to see the reactions, and a lot of people the criticism or the constructive criticism from my list is that they think I have the Ravens too low. All I can say is that, yeah, definitely an impressive win. Yes, you beat, in my opinion, a top 14, the Lions. You trounced them. You did more than beat them. You dominated them, which is true. But people got to remember, too, and even on this show, we've been very consistent for the last 2 years now. We all the love to Lamar Jackson. I would never question Lamar Jackson. I question his teammates. I question if his teammates going to show up every week. They had like 8 drops a couple weeks ago and lost them a game. So I don't fully trust them. Like, I understand a lot of people got them in their top 3. Like, I was in top 5. I get it. I do got to see more from his team. I know Lamar is going to be there. And, hey, if he gets a new teammate, we may talk about that in a moment, then, yeah, they're going to really shoot up the list. So I will just kind of, I like to listen to the feedback and even the criticism, like you dropping the Cowboys, on a bye week. I'm always open to that feedback.
I had to, but yeah, this is definitely, if you want to get into more of a conversation and you're just checking the show out now or on the replay, definitely come join us on Tuesdays where we go over those rankings, we review them, and we also have our reactions from this past weekend, because we've always done a lead up to the weekend, but we've never done a recap, and Tuesday is a perfect show for that. So let's get into what's happening right now in the NFL. There were some big stories, obviously, that came out in the past couple of days. If you're not tuned in to the NFL, or if you just want to re-talk about it, there's 2 big ones that still brought up to me, and I was like, ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one. And the first one I wanted to talk about, because to me it's like lesser of a thing, is Brock Purdy in concussion protocol, even though he's practicing, which I don't really know what they think they're going to do. Like, This isn't back in whatever date you want to pick. This isn't back then. You can't just, he's practicing. Look at. He's good, right? He's good. You can't just do that. It's a little bit different.
Well, I think with the Tua situation last year, I think really kills the chances for anyone like playing concussed that same week. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's just a fact of, of course, everyone doesn't have that same reaction like Tua. We saw like live one game, right, where he was, spazzing out, so, so it's like you don't want to put players in that situation. With Purdy, I think it's one thing to kind of keep in mind. I was watching a little sports talk today, and this hit happened obviously earlier in the game before he threw those 2 interceptions. And they compared that to when Tua got hurt, had the concussion last year and played the next game and threw 3 interceptions. It was his worst game ever. And it was like, he got symptoms, you know what I mean? And you find out he really did, right? So all I'm saying is that there's a couple things here. Purdy, a lot of people was kind of down him because of that Vikings game. Not trying to give him an excuse, but obviously he was concussed and he made a couple bad decisions in the 4th quarter after the headshot, right?
Yeah.
He played the headshot. I mean, it was a clean, I'm surprised they missed it live, right?
Yeah.
So that's one thing. And then with the protocol going on now, like I said, just with the Tua thing, Austin, I don't see him playing just because of that. Just it's hard for you to pass that this week. I mean, I think he'll be back next week and be fine, but the week of, you're warming up Sam Darnold if you're the 49ers.
Yeah. Especially if you have someone like a Sam Darnold as a backup quarterback. I didn't really look into the matchups this week. I'm not sure of who they play. Israel, you'll have to let me know. But that's when the Bengals. Okay, well,
49ers are at home. Yeah.
Okay, so you're giving Sam Darnold like the benefit of the doubt. Then he's at home. He doesn't go on the road. It's the best situation for a backup quarterback to play in. And albeit the Bengals, they're a scrappy team. They're on the rebound. It's actually a good opponent for them to face to kind of continue their uprise and continue their return to prominence as an offense, because we don't know what the heck they were the first couple of weeks. But yeah, I think you can't press it, man, because of the history, because of just the media today, because of what we know. Why would you press it? He's so young. And it's just like you have the rest of the season. It's only week 8. This is like the halfway point through the season. So we're looking at the 49ers the first 6 weeks, the first 5 weeks. We thought they were on a clear path to the Super Bowl. Only now we're like, well, maybe they're flooding it a bit because they have a lot of injuries. Well, if they can get back to healthy, well then, they should be the 49ers that we used to see. But obviously without a Brock Purdy, you're not going to have that dynamic ability, because he does offer that. If you watch the 49ers, like, Brock Purdy is a great quarterback. He just needs to make great decisions. And obviously if you get your bell rung and you got mush brain, you're not going to be really thinking it, and you're going to be like tensing up a little bit. He's a human, So it's just not a good idea for somebody like that. But again, he's a gamer. He's a football guy. I'm sure that he didn't want to not practice, right? Like if the doctors told them like, yo, you're not playing next week, but you can still move around and stuff. And he probably asked like, hey, can I go like on the field and practice with the guys? Like, yes, you can go throw a ball around.
Still want to put in work. Yeah.
So to me, that's great, because a lot of people get in concussion protocol and we don't really hear about them practicing. Oh, in concussion protocol, like they took the day off, which I get, but it's cool to me to see Brock Purdy like, yo, I know he might even take that on himself, because if you look at that replay and how he got his head hurt, he needed to get low, dude. He needs to get underneath, and like he's just on top of people, just rip roaring, ready to go, as I always say, in. Just lining himself, teeing himself up for a linebacker. So yeah, I care about Brock Purdy for the future of this NFL as a league, because we need more elite quarterbacks. We can't just have Patrick Mahomes. We need more elite quarterbacks, and I think he has a potential to do that. Just like Tua has a potential. This year could have been like his elite year if it wasn't for that concussion nonsense last year, right? So, yeah, I think take a week off, Brock Purdy, he'll come back. And as Israel's like, yeah, he was limited. Sorry, Israel, but you might take another loss.
And I get it, like Brock Purdy, and we'll talk about that game Sunday, because I think that'll be a very interesting matchup to talk about, 49ers Bengals, because both teams really need this win, so it's gonna be a good game. But Purdy gives you a better chance to win. Obviously, I can understand why 49ers fans and Israel is pulling for Purdy to play. Like, dude, because Sam Darnold is an unknown commodity in this offense, right? I mean, I know everybody's a fan of Kyle Shanahan's offense and all the schemes, but you still don't have Deebo Samuel. I mean, you have, CMC. Hopefully he's close to 100% because he wasn't last week.
He wasn't.
So it's like, even if Purdy's out there, you're really not going to have all your weapons anyway, and he's already kind of dinged. Just take this week off. Let's run a vanilla offense with Sam Darnold. And I think the 49ers defense really is going to have a lot to prove, in that Bengals game. So it's going to be a very interesting game Sunday. But Sam Darnold, no one's happy that Sam Darnold is going to be in the game. No one's happy, but no one's excited about that, right? So I get it. But I think it's for the best, though. And like I said, It's got to be a team win. That's what they got to be preaching for Sunday.
Oh my gosh, yeah. If anything was gonna be a team win, if any week was gonna be a team win, it's this week for the 49ers. But I feel like they have a group to do it. Like George Kittle is still there. CMC is still there, as you said. So they're not just gonna lay down this week.
Mhm.
It's the 49ers, and Kyle Shanahan isn't just gonna allow them to as a team. So yeah, that's big news to look into. Definitely gonna be fun to talk about this weekend. The next story that I want to definitely get into is Derrick Henry to the Ravens, dude.
Oh man,
what?
Like if you want the Ravens on top of my power rankings, like you make this trade happen, and I'm telling you right now, the Ravens will not lose another game if they get Derrick Henry. I'm not being hyperbolic saying this. Like the Ravens, you add a true who's the running back that got hurt? Was it a Dobbins?
J.K. Dobbins.
Dobbins, who fit the system perfectly, was going to be 1,000+ a year rusher.
Yep.
But you're Derrick Henry, bro. Like, oh my god! Like, imagine that backfield, bro. And again, if people let's catch up with people on this. The Titans they're on a fire sale. Like them, and I think the Broncos will start unloading. Like I think someone's making a call to the Broncos for Patrick Surtain II, who's a top 5 corner, right? So,
yep.
Everything's for sale, right? As we say with the geek stuff. But with the Titans, they already sold Bayer, to the Eagles, and they're looking to, someone made these are all rumors now, but people are making calls for D-Hop from the Titans to get like a third receiver on these teams, a possession guy. D-Hop still got it because his quarterback sucks with the Titans, right? So another name that's floating and is really picking up on like credible like sports reporters out there is Derrick Henry. Like the Ravens are seriously like inquiring, and a close second, or I don't know if it's a close or distant second. If it doesn't go through for the Ravens, the Cowboys may want to jump in and get Derrick Henry. So whoever gets Derrick Henry, that's going to change the balance of power, I feel, on the power rankings, man. And it's a real thing. I don't know if it's going to happen for sure, Austin, but that's going to be so scary. If he goes to the Ravens, like imagine like a play where it's like a RPO option, like it's Lamar, like, oh, is Derrick Henry got it? Oh, no, Lamar got it. Oh, no, Henry has it. And he's going up the middle. Like,
oh, shit. OBJ's
that's
throwing?
Scary. That's scary.
Yeah. Oh, Derrick Henry can throw it too, dude.
Bro.
Oh, my God. I just thought about that.
It's over.
He can throw it too. Damn. That would be ridiculous, especially Lamar going deep. Like, no one's going to respect that. Yo, that would be very dynamic, and I would love to see that. I said it on Power Rankings and on the Good Countdown last week in that I need Derrick Henry to come down to Tampa Bay and play for the Buccaneers because we're tied with the Raiders for the worst rushing offense in the league, average yards per carry. And Rashad White and our running backs are averaging 2.8 yards per carry down here. And it's not like the offensive line is so bad. Like we have one of the best pass rushing offensive line. Like statistically, it's just that the running backs aren't hitting the holes. We have some young guys, and especially Rashad White. If you watch the replays, and I know a lot of people who are watching this, they may not watch the Buccaneers as much as I do or are in depth as I do. But I watch all the replays. I watch the games live. And you can clearly see these gaping holes that I could walk down these holes. But it's just that they don't see them or they get some kind of weird tunnel vision. But they just bounce out and try and do their best not to hit the hole. And then they fix it in their mind. Okay, now I have to hit the hole. I hit the hole. And then the next play, the hole's not there. It actually would have been good for them to bump outside. And they don't do that because they messed up so many times and they run into somebody and nothing happened. So I would love Derrick Henry to come down to Tampa Bay. But obviously, if it's his choice, I don't know how the Titans work that out because this is a business at the end of the day, man. I have seen the Tampa Bay Buccaneers as a franchise make some crazy moves in a single offseason, right? They got Antonio Brown, Leonard Fournette, Rob Gronkowski with Tom Brady, obviously. Like, they acquired a lot of pieces in a short amount of time, and I think they still have that availability to do that now. Obviously, they're trying to save some salary cap for, you know, paying some guys in the offseason because some guys deserve to be paid. But man, if you could figure out what you figured out with Tom Brady and Gronk and all that, why not do it now and try to get someone like Derrick Henry? And if not Derrick Henry, can you please get Saquon Barkley down to Tampa Bay? And what's good, Mr. J? What's good, Kal-El? Israel, if I didn't say your name already. Appreciate you guys being here. So yeah, that is the story. Derrick Henry, where are you going? And before we get into the Thursday predictions real quick, because the game is starting soon, I did want to say both of these teams, they have the head start, the jump start on the rest of the league after tonight to act on that trade deadline, and they can make moves first because their game is over with and they know what they need to do for week 9. So they can make the most moves first, I guess. But hey, Derrick Henry, if he gets his pick, I would go to the Ravens too.
Yeah, I think the trade deadline, what is it?
Tuesday.
Tuesday? Yeah. So basically, by the time Monday Night Football kicks off, like,
there
the
should be
trades should all be kind of in. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and,
there should be some trades.
It's going to be interesting to see, man. Like I said, you know, there are teams, there are sellers, and there are buyers right now. I would say with the Bucs, just judging off their roster in this year, Austin, I'm thinking the fact that they didn't extend your boy
Mike Evans,
the best receiver you got, Evans. The fact they didn't extend him, I think the Bucs are kind of more like a wait and see, or can we get some more draft picks? Like, let's say if you have I don't know their roster probably as well as you do, but if there's like a receiver or some kind of defensive player that's not really getting a lot of reps, can we offload him for a 3rd round pick or something like that? Like, I'm thinking that's what the Bucs will kind of do. I don't see them taking on like a contract like Derrick. I'm talking like during this season. All season will be a whole different story, right? Because then you got to figure out, you know, do we want to restructure for Mike Evans? Is Baker Mayfield our quarterback? And, you know, things like that, you know, for the future. So I just think, the Bucs, I think they will probably sell off something before they buy, just in my opinion.
Yeah, I hear where you're coming from too, but no, their defense is so stacked with so many players that may be something where they could offload some talent there to get some draft picks, because that's I don't see them getting rid of Chris Godwin before they get rid of Mike Evans. You know, like, this is like, we have the two of the best wide receivers in the game. If anything, we get rid of Mike Evans first, but like, still, like,
you want to keep Godwin because you may lose Evans, right? So you definitely want to keep Godwin,
right. And we don't really have a 3rd receiver after that, so there's not a whole lot of talent to offload, I guess. But together, through the sum of the whole, I mean, we're in contention for the lead of the NFC South. We're getting contention for the playoffs right now. So
yeah, they're right there. Like,
they're there.
It's hard to sell off because I would say, let's say if you know, like the Falcons are leading the NFC South right now, right? Like, you know, by a game, right? Let's say if the Bucs, if they were like just so far back and you lose tonight, and that Mike Evans contract is still dangling, then you probably want to trade him, go and get a 2nd round draft pick. You know what I mean? But the fact they're still in contention, it's almost like you kind of don't want to mess this. Like, you don't want to mess with this team too much, right? Let's ride this out because you still could win a division. You know?
Yeah. And I mean, if you steal one tonight on the road, let's talk about it, man. Let's get into it. This is the potential recipe for either Vegas is calling it right, and it's going to happen exactly the way they see it. They see the Bills currently, I mean, depending on what sports book you look at, they see the Bills currently as a 9.5 points favorite over the Bucs, and at home, short week, both coming off a loss. Yeah, both coming off a loss. The Bucs historically, after coming off a loss, I mean, they're moderate, but the Bills they play, you know, like a very different team coming off a loss. So it's got the recipe for the Bills, you know, if everything's going their way to get the win at home. I will say they are very banged up on defense. They do not have their security blanket, Dawson Knox, as for their tight end. they're not. Yeah, they're not the greatest rushing offense themselves, but they are a little bit better than Tampa Bay. However, they're going against a really great defense as well. Now, yes, Tampa Bay's lost their last 2 games. It looked like they lost pretty convincingly against the Lions. I will say, that was some breaks in the coverages, and they could have lost worse against the Falcons, but they didn't because of superior play from Antoine Winfield Jr. If you're a fan of defense, not watching Antoine Winfield Jr. play, what are you doing? He's like the best safety in the game. Right now, he is like the best safety in the game. He single-handedly prevented like 3 touchdowns last weekend. But I think the Bills on a skid, I wrote some things down. All right, they almost lost to the Giants at home.
Mm-hmm.
They've had slow starts as of late. The last 3 games, they've struggled to score any points in like the first half of games. They've only had to do it on comebacks. They've had penalties, drops, misreads. There's some play calling concerns, and they're not executing well. And like I said, they're banged up on defense, and they're going against a defense that's made them struggle the past 3 weeks. Okay, they say the Jim Caldwell defense. He learned kind of from Todd Bowles, and it's odd fronts, man coverage, heavy blitzing. The Bills don't play well against that. So you got all of that together, and obviously it's a recipe for the Bucs to have a good night on defense, because the last 3 teams they played, the Pats, the Giants, and the Jags, they almost lost the Giants at home again. And they lost to the Pats and the Jags. So the blitz rate for those last 3 teams, the Pats were number 2, the Giants were number 3, the Jags are number 8 in their blitz rate, and the Bucs are number 4. So you have the recipe for the Bucs to get some turnovers, because the Bills have been turning the ball over. But when you get the ball, what do you do with it? Last week, the Buccaneers were only really able to score field goals. They haven't been able to score any touchdowns when they get into the red zone. It's only on the big plays or a long run or a deep throw to Mike Evans. That's the only time we've scored a touchdown in the last game and a half. So the Buccaneers need to figure out something on offense. That is my total rundown on the Bills and the Bucs. And I will say, if we don't have a running game tonight, there's no chance for the Bucs. If they don't do something on the running game, Chase Edmonds has been activated off injury reserve. Hopefully he can do something and help get a spark. Just run through the holes, man. I say it as an armchair quarterback, an armchair running back, but run through the holes. I see him there. I could do it, but that's how I feel about tonight. I'm not going to give my prediction yet. I just want to give you my rundown, and I wanted to see how you felt about the Bucs versus Bills tonight, bro.
Well, yeah, I mean, like you said, all the concerns are valid for the Bills. I haven't been trusting Vegas all year with the Bills. If people remember on the Sunday countdown, they had this huge spread against the Patriots. I said, no, I don't trust that. I do not trust, Josh Allen going against Belichick, in Gillette Stadium. So, and then we see what happens there. They got the upset. So, I mean, I will say outright, if I was to bet on this, I'm not betting on this game. If I was, I would take the +9 of 9.5 for the Bucs, just because I don't think they're going to get blowed out if they do lose. And could they steal this game? Now, why will we think they can steal this game, right? Well, primetime games, it's always that unexpected stuff happens on Thursday nights, Monday nights, not really Sunday. Sunday nights, usually whoever's supposed to wins Sunday nights. But on a game like this with the Bills, you're thinking, okay, the Bucs haven't been doing well on offense the last couple of weeks, right? Well, that sounds like the Giants a couple of weeks ago. They weren't doing too good on offense. All of a sudden, they're going up and down the field on the Bills. The Patriots, the Patriots wasn't doing good on offense. All of a sudden, Mac Jones was like, 2021 Mac Jones, going against the Bills. So it's like maybe the common denominator is the Bills' defense is really not that good anymore because they lost some, huge pieces of the Milano, the linebacker. That's like their leading tackle. He's out for the year. Some cornerbacks are out for the most of the year. So their defense is leaky. And this is a godsend matchup for the Bucs. You're struggling with your offense? Okay, you got the Bills now. You're going to see what you can do. And I feel like, the Bucs, they have to feel like they got to jump on the Bills early. And then with the Bills, how they've been playing terrible for like a month now since they really went to London.
Yep.
They have been playing, not consistent football. What if they fall behind, 7-0, 10-0 early? Will they get them thinking, because they have nothing to fall on? Like, oh yeah, like people say, oh, you remember when the Chiefs started off bad, last year or 2 years, whatever, last year, but they've been to the Super Bowl a couple of times, so they could fall back on that experience. But the Bills, what have the Bills done? So you start doubting yourself. You have nothing to fall back on. So all I'm saying is, why would I take the +9 spread is that the Bucks, I think they'll get the offense actually going tonight, because the Bills, just for some reason, this is your get right team to go against the Bills defense, at least. And then you could put some doubt in Josh Allen's mind. Stephon Diggs may blow up. He may just combust on the sideline if they get down early in this game. And who knows what's that going to mean for the team, overall. So, I mean, we've been through this for like 3 weeks now, Austin. We're like, okay, the Bills should win, but
they're gonna bounce back, and they don't.
And we see these close games out of nowhere from teams that's not worthy, I didn't think, of being close or beating the Bills.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, that's just my argument for why I would take the spread, because I don't. If the Bills do win, I don't think it'll be a blowout.
Yeah, right. I would, if you were a bet man, definitely take the Bucks 9.5, because the Bills against the spread, they haven't been covering as of late, and they haven't been winning as of late. So obviously you're not covering them. But another thing about tonight, Baker Mayfield, Josh Allen, both undefeated on Thursday night. So someone's gonna come home tonight with a loss, and someone's gonna lose. Now, I'm really concerned about the Bucks offense. I've been watching it for the past 3 weeks. Or 2 weeks, I should say, ever since they got off from a bye. They came back after a bye, and it's like they forgot who they were the first couple of weeks. I need to see them do something different. Now, part of that might be because Dave Canales, the offensive coordinator, now teams, they have a couple of weeks where they have film on you and they've studied you a couple enough where they know your tendencies now. And this is where, as an NFL play caller, you get to have some of the most creativity. I hope they see it as a challenge and not like a problem, because, obviously, to do your job effectively, to do your job well as an NFL play caller, it's got to be something that you're intrigued by, right? So I hope, as a play caller, as an offensive coordinator, with the weapons that he has, he's not frustrated like I am as a fan, and he takes this as an opportunity, because you do have opportunities, man. We have a good offensive line. It's not bad. The team's not playing bad at all. It's just not a sort of how the Bills are, I guess, where they're not executing. We don't have anybody on our team like a Stephon Diggs where they get mad. Mike Evans doesn't get mad if he doesn't get the ball. He doesn't care. So that doesn't matter. We just need to execute and not make mistakes, not shoot ourselves in the foot. There was a touchdown last week, but there was offensive pass interference on that. Like, they got called back. So we can't have plays like that. We can't afford that. And Baker Mayfield, hopefully he plays like primetime Baker Mayfield, and he doesn't try to do too much.
Right. Well, this is the thing with the Bucks, because I even have to kind of retract some. It's real easy to be like, okay, Baker Mayfield's not elite. Well, okay, no one's arguing that. No one's arguing. But I look at I feel there's a kind of a group of quarterbacks who kind of vacillates between average and above average, right? And sometimes they slide up and slide down. Like I put Dak in that. I put Derek Carr. I'm thinking of putting Trevor Lawrence right there. I'm not trusting that kid. So Baker's in there. We know what Baker is, right? He can't, he's not going to be the reason why you win, right? He just can't be the reason why you lose. And it's those execution moments. That Falcons game was nip and tuck. Like, I was watching some of it on the Red Zone channel there, and it was a close. I can't wait to see them play again, because that was a nice defensive battle, actually. Yeah. And Baker actually had good numbers. He had a decent QB rating. It's just they needed Baker to make that play, and that's when you're kind of screwed, when you need Baker to. So that's what's the formula for the Bucks. They got to jump on these teams early, and with the Bills defense looking, leaky, this is your get right opportunity right there. Because like I said, Baker, I mean, He's still, I think, he still was over 60% as far as the completions. Not bad percentage. QBR in the 80s. He only played one bad game really all year. It was against the Lions. Yeah. So I mean, it just the Lions are a good team, right? So except when they play the Ravens. But it's like, but it's just that's the formula. Like your team always figures out the formula. They're just like with my Bears. Like if the 3 games we'll win this year, we got to jump on them early, right? Because if we get go behind, it's over. But if you have Patrick Mahomes, it don't matter. You can come back. You can do whatever. Josh Allen's starting to fall into that category where it's almost like he's so talented, and he is. You can't take that away from Josh Allen. You feel like he could do anything, and he can on the field, but it's still a team game, right? Like, y'all can't keep falling behind like this. Y'all can't keep, making him turn to hero ball because he's capable, but you can't. That's not sustainable, right? So, I think that's really the big question. That's what I'm looking for early in this game is that the Bucs got to jump on them early. If they don't, it's going to be over quick. But if the Bucs do jump on them early, then let's see, like if the Bills get nervous, right? So this isn't an open and shut case game. I don't feel that at all.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird because I think we always do this, At least I do every show we do, where it's like if you look at this game earlier in the season, you're like, all right, man, that's a win, or before the season, that's a win for the Bills, right? That's an open and shut case, like you said. But now it's not because of injuries, because of how things played out, and because of the wild cards we have at quarterback tonight. That's kind of what it is. They're both wild cards, and you're right. Josh Allen is kind of strikingly in that mid tier right now with and he's earned it with Baker Mayfield. Like, we thought that he came back, he had that crazy year with the one offensive coordinator, and then that guy left, I believe.
No, for the record, I want to say Josh Allen is over. I don't think he vacillates. Like, I think just he having some team issues. I think I think he's clearly better. Baker Mayfield is definitely in that average to above average.
Yeah.
Like this sliding list. Yeah.
I think
Josh Allen's better than that.
Well, yes, I'll say that too. And he has the physical capabilities to be a better quarterback too. But I just think that he's played mid so far, and you to be an elite quarterback, you have to be consistent. And we talk about Patrick Mahomes and the ability that he has for your team to be in the game, and Josh Allen should have that. But why are you losing to these teams? Why are you playing down to their level? Like, it's not. It's up to you as a quarterback to rise the rest of your team up and not play down. But that's just me. And what's good, the Batman, and what's good, Necron? I hope you guys are doing good tonight on this
in the chat
in this Thursday night countdown. Yeah, we got 15 minutes to count down, so let's not waste any more time. Let's put the predictions in, bro. Let's put those predictions in. I'm gonna say it's gonna be wild, man. I don't know if I've ever picked against my Buccaneers. And I'm not starting tonight. Buccaneers for the win.
Gotta keep it biased.
Gotta keep it real, bro. You see my hat on, bro. I'm not gonna go against the team. Hey. Some of the podcasts that I follow that are Buccaneers fans, they picked against the Bucs tonight, and I think they did it to like talking to the universe, like, yo, give
kinda
me
safe.
Yeah, right. Because when they've picked the Buccaneers in the past couple of games, they've lost. So let's hope. I will not pick against my team. And also the games that they've won so far, they've been on the road. They've been road warriors this season. So something about them playing at home, they haven't done well. The best their offense has been on the road. Maybe the boys get up to New York, they get some of that fall air, they see some of the foliage. Like, okay, it's nice we can breathe up here. None of this humidity. And who knows? Maybe the guys from Tampa Bay are running all over the field. But yeah, I'm not going to say Bills are going to win when they just lost to the Silver Pants Pats on Sunday, bro. Come on, bro. Come on. Nah, Buccaneers going to win. Baker, don't let me down. Yeah, Baker, don't let me down. That's what I'm gonna say. But yo, who you got tonight? You're probably gonna take the obvious, logical.
Now laid out the formula, right, for the Bucs to win this game, and this is don't let it fall on Baker's shoulders, because we see what can happen when he has to make that throw at that moment. You can't trust. Now, if they're ahead and all Baker has to do is get like a first down, I think he could do that. But if they're trailing late and he has to make that throw, I don't trust that drive at all.
Yeah.
Right? I just want to make that clear.
I'm with that.
The Bucks, for them to win, again, they got to jump up like 10-0 early in the game, get in the Bills' head, and then hope that the Bills, like, self-destruct on national television. So, well, it's actually on Amazon, but is that will the Bucks do that? I gotta say, all things considered, this is a game. This is a must-win game for the Bills, and really for the Bucks too, because they're in the running for their division.
Yes,
I gotta lean towards the Bills though with this. I do believe the Bucks is going to make it a game, and I do believe Josh Allen. If I'm going to keep him above that above average tier, this is a game he has to win. I know you had to win last week too, but you really got to win this week.
Yeah,
in an isolated game like this, the stars are supposed to be stars in these moments, and if you're trying to be like just under that elite level, because you're not elite totally to me yet, but you're better than these average dudes, Josh Allen. So this is where you show it on an isolated Thursday night game. I can't count London. I know, you had some jet lag and things like that. These games sprinkled in on a 1 o'clock window, you get caught slipping sometimes. You can't get caught slipping on an isolated Thursday night football game. So won't go for the Bills, but again, I don't think they cover the spread. If I'm betting, I say plus $9, and they're going to keep it close. But I think the Bills going to pull out in the end.
Yeah, and it could be. We think we do this whole run up, we do this whole playbook about how the Bucks can have the ability to make this a game and even win. But obviously, it could be any given Thursday where the Bills just come to play and they look like the playoff Bills, and they might cover the spread. It might happen. I hope it doesn't. Because I obviously want a good game, and I want to see the Bucks win first and foremost. But I don't want to see them give. I hate blowouts one way or another. I hate blowouts. It sucks to watch. No one wants to watch the one game that football has on TV right now and have it be a blowout. No one wants to watch that. So that's what I'm saying. And one precursor before week 8 does start officially, because it's starting to happen again, and I need to say it out there and throw it out to the universe. Do not let the referees impact the game. All right, we cannot have that happen. Whatever you do, make your calls, make good calls, let the boys play. I don't want to, there were some very egregious things that I saw last weekend from the referees and the calls that were being called on the field, and I don't want that as an NFL fan. It's bad enough that the quarterbacks are playing bad, but then to have bad referee calls on top of that, it's just do not make this league bad and just crap. It could happen. It's a snowball effect, man. It's been the elite of elite for so long. Don't get caught slipping, NFL. That's all I'm going to say to start that off. So I hope I don't see anything. I hope that doesn't precurse anything. I'm going to knock on some wood. Don't see any bad calls tonight,
Yeah.
But that's just my thought.
Let's hope for some good quarterback play tonight, right? That's what I'm pulling for, to see. Baker's been solid all year. Again, He only had that one bad week in week 7. Week 6. Let's see Baker just play a solid game, keep his team in it, and Josh Allen. Let's have a game where you don't do something stupid. Let's just have one game. You know what I mean? Where it's Josh Allen did something stupid. Does he have a concussion? Right? Because he just does dumb stuff.
Perpetual concussion, bro.
He's so talented. He just gets away. Maybe he has a concussion. Let's test this guy. If he does something stupid tonight.
Yeah, dude. Hey, Josh Allen, stop hanging out in the tailgate before the game, dude. You don't need to be jumping off any tables, bro. You don't need you jumping off any tables, bro. Come on, stop doing that. You don't need to do that. But Vegas might know something that we don't, because I think I heard earlier that the over-under for this game is 48.5 or something like that. But it's in the 40s. So y'all think these teams are going to score over 20 points? I'd be surprised, bro. Yeah, I'd be very surprised.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Well, basically, they're pulling, I think, and this is my opinion, I think they're pulling for Bucks 30. Bills 30, Bucks 10.
That's what I'm pulling
35 to 10. 35-13 Bills. Okay. I think that's what that's what they're trying to push for. But the Bills can score. The Bucks can score. You got to get Mike Evans involved early.
Right.
Godwin, I thought was missed so many times last week. I don't want to
Dude.
fully blame Baker. I want to blame I don't know who their coordinator is, but they weren't
No.
dialing up Godwin enough. You know, in
Mhm.
my opinion, they really don't have a running game, right? So, or they probably don't have the line for a running game. So, short passing game. Let's get Godwin. Let's get him involved. You know, a little more around the field as well too. And then that young rookie guy as well. Give him a couple shots. So, it's just the receiver. So it's just the Bucs can make this a game. Is just
Yeah,
It's
they've had more than enough opportunities to be one of the best offenses in the NFL this season. I mean, you see the numbers from Baker Mayfield. It's just about catching the ball a lot of times and getting the connections. They have the open receivers. It's just about making that throw and having it on time. So we're gonna see what's going on. I'm actually gonna do a watch along on this. I'm gonna go on Twitch. So I need some time to figure that out because I actually was preparing for this. It's pretty much set up, but we'll be over on Twitch. So if you don't have my Twitch, twitch.tv/No Goliath. It's my name on everything. No Goliath. It's on everything. Just type that into Twitch. You'll see me over there. I'll put it on Twitter as well. And the Still Nation Sports Network will probably retweet that so y'all can watch me freak the F out. Hopefully it doesn't start out, in some kind of crazy fashion,
You sort of give Bucks. I mean, I don't believe totally good luck type stuff, but I think you did a live stream when Brady had that crazy comeback.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, it could be some mojo. I'm just saying.
The Saints, bro. The Saints. That was a great.
Because they had his number, right?
They had his number. Except he did. Yeah, that was great. Last season was great for Tom Brady comebacks, but that's Byron Leftwich. I'll see you another day, bro.
That's why he doesn't have a job right now.
Yeah, right. That's all I gotta say about that. I hope you got a comfy ass couch, bro. It's
you invested well.
Any parting words for the people, homie?
Hey, like I said, this is the most exciting time of the year for sports. Week 8 begins now, and definitely going to next week. Keep arguing about those power rankings. Let me get it.
I'll see y'all over on Twitch. Peace.